Bum ba-dum bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum. My name is Friday, and this is my partner, Bill. As you can see, we've had 12 cups of coffee. I'm really sad for you to have to see Bill this excited. In fact, if I'm not careful, I might have to take him in for a TMC. Too much caffeine. Our assignment this morning is to pick up Steve. He's being charged with an LFT, or LTL, laughing too much.
But he's committed.
Hang on. All right, Bill, what do you say?
Let's ride. All right, we got our drywall sanded and ready for paint. We're ready to do this shower back. This is the first piece. So far, I'm kind of liking it. It's numbered. Right on the top here, it says number 1, arrow up. I made it a little tight because they call me Captain Tight. That's what I do. But it fits in there really nice. You've got to cut these because this is made at 60 inches. And by the time we drywall this, we're at basically 59 1/8. It varies slightly. But anyway, not too hard to cut. It's kind of like that vinyl flooring we put down. It's just thin interlocking vinyl. You can see it's got a little lip here. And it goes into the next piece right there. Hopefully you can see that. But all I did was I scored it with the utility knife a couple times. After I scored it, stuck it on there, score it, and then just snap it. And it worked pretty good. You can cut it though with the jigsaw or with a circular saw or anything really. But they give you double-sided tape. You stick that double-sided tape every couple inches, running across. And then you put dabs of the power grab or whatever you're going to use on there. So we're going to do that now. And we'll see how it glues to the wall.
Somebody didn't.
All right, well, they say put these every few inches, but there's nowhere near enough tape. We did the math, and that's not going to work. So then they say put these little spiral, kind of pretty, put these little spirals down. And not quite that thick, but make it even.
It's not coming out.
Takes skill to use cling wrap.
Yes.
That's from a show. Anyway, you can see how much prettier mine are than
You had
Lisa's
it
wall. Anyway, and I guess just peel and stick, and we should be good to go. And then repeat and repeat and repeat. I don't. Put a little bit maybe right there.
Probably like a little one, right?
Yeah. Little pile there, yeah. All right, let's get it in there, and then we'll actually go from there. Stick it, peel it, and stick it. You ready?
No.
Oh, yeah.
So it says arrow up. That means
Yes,
this is the
that
bottom.
is the correct way. Going first.
It does look like wall art.
Well, hopefully it doesn't fit. Your end is obviously that end. And we'll just set it down. Just set it down, peel the tape off. And then we'll be ready to stick it. I hope it doesn't stick too badly that we can't get it in underneath that drywall a little bit, because I have it, like I said, I have it tight. It'll stick under your end a little bit first.
I'm gonna not at all know what you're talking about. So.
Alright, we're gonna stick it in on your end first.
Okay. So
Because it has to go in a little below the drywall.
Then
See the gap in
do
the
you want to
drywall?
trade sides?
No. Just stick it down on the floor. And stick it in the hole a little bit.
Oh, in here.
Let me work my way. That's all. Like I saw.
Yeah, it's on top. I like the kitchen.
Nah. You checked it with the level, I didn't.
Oh,
you said it
then
was
I
good, so.
said it would change. I told you it would change.
Well, let's double check.
As long, yeah, let's please.
That's really good. All right, awesome.
Is that well enough?
Well, then we gotta caulk everything. Most important thing, get that shower floor level. We put the self-level on there and got that in there right, because that's everything. It's gonna mess you up for your shower walls, and it'll mess you up for your shower doors. They won't sit right, and they'll be all crooked. You have to try to play around and adjust them. It's just worth it so much to get your pan right. All right, we're gonna keep plunking away on this. So after working with this for a little while, I would say the razor blade deal can be a little dangerous. We ended up cracking it, trying to, I even had a block of wood under it. So I switched off and I cut these two pieces with the circular saw. And I like it a lot better. I brought that out to meet right at the edge of the shower pan. They made them 32 inches. The shower pan actually comes out 29 when it's all said and done. So it's actually a 30-inch pan you lose for the drywall and stuff. Anyhow, so, you know, in square and everything, it shows you how important it is. You can see there's just a little bit of difference between this piece and this piece. It's just not bad, but you know, it doesn't take much. But if I ever do this again, I will not use the taper of the drywall, because this is what messed us up on this top piece. It doesn't, see how it wants to float out, because I have a taper here, like this taper, and then I mudded it up here, so it's fitting, well, it's fitting pretty tight up on the top, but then it's got a little bit of a looseness here because it goes from mud, because it says 74 inches, and it's not. I went up about 74 inches, and I went just a little bit below that. This is actually 78 inches. So I don't know where they're getting the directions at, but that side's staying pretty good. But anyway, so if you're gonna do any drywall, make sure you don't have any taper seams in your corners. It's just gonna make your life a lot easier, because that's what fought us, measuring, cutting, everything. Wouldn't think that little bit would make a difference, but you figure, then with the mud, you got a little bit on that side, a little bit on that side, so you have to taper it in to get a tight fit. Yeah, it'll be enough to mesh up. So anyway, I still say I kind of like it for what it is, just a vinyl glue on, but just have to know about its idiosyncrasies, and this is my first time, so I'm learning. Okay, can't wait till I'm done though. Move on to painting. It's starting to look like it's finishing. Get it to start to look like it's getting done. Something like that. To editor, cut that! Well, we got the toilet in, that works. Setting the vanity. Got it screwed to the wall so that it doesn't move. You see how tight everything is nowadays with these, how everything's got to line up just right. I mean, we got a shelf that goes in here yet. It's really nice to know the dimensions before you begin on these. So, well, remind me to cut that. I got that vent back up in there. I got to cut a little bit of a hole there for the air to get in there. So remind me about that. But anyway, getting onto the shower, back to this. I was saying about the height on this last row. It put me right on there, so I just had to cut a little piece. That's the best thing I can think of. That should work. But anyway, talking about not harping on being square and level and plumb and all that, but you know, you can see how it's just off just a little bit, and it doesn't take much. So the pan was almost perfectly level. That's pretty close. This wall actually was really good. This is the one that was out just a little bit, not much, but enough that it dogged us, because I wanted to cut it back here along the corner, not out here where it showed. And that's what threw these off and stair-stepped them a little bit as it went down. So that's, you know, kind of similar here. This piece here actually lines up really nice, but I had to cut this a couple of times to get that angle just right. Because again, because I mudded this up here, it ran that out just a little bit at the top, messed up that angle a little bit. That doesn't take much, but it turned out pretty good, especially, you know, I'm gonna caulk. Everything's caulkable, right? I'm gonna caulk along the edges and put the shower door on. It'll look great. But the ceiling, I still gotta stipple that. So all I do is I take joint compound, rag. This would be perfect, or like a terry cloth rag. Dip it in there and just doop, 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 doop. Works really nice. So I better do that before we go any further. Get that ceiling blended in. Like I said, I already did it here where there was a, you can see a little bit of difference because this is never painted, but I blended that in when the skylight, when we removed it. I kind of wish we would have got a new fan. Yeah. It really just depends on how much mud you put on your rag. You want to get really big stipples, you put a lot on. You go too much and you get, it's sloppy, but you get like real fine little ones. But like here, I got it on heavier on my rag. And so I was able to get bigger ones. So trying to match what they did is the biggest trick. It's not 100% possible. And you might say, well, why didn't I do that along the edges before painting? Well, for me anyway, I found that I can wipe it off with a paint. It's easy enough to clean it off with a paint. So I paint first, do it, you get a little on there in the corner, not the end of the world. You can just wipe that right off. So either one, it's whatever you want to do, but that just works for me. All right, well, obviously that dries a little lighter, and it's getting there. Poor little girl's been out there working in the rain. Aw, yeah, she puts a smile on her face. Yeah, it's crazy because when we got here, it was like 20 degrees. I mean, the first day, I was gonna come earlier, and it was like below zero or right at zero. And now it's like 58 degrees, but it's been raining every day. Anyway, all hooked up. I haven't tried to run it yet. I don't want to get everything all too wet because I got to caulk everything yet. But hey, anyhow, I like these new trap drain spouts that they have now that don't have the little lever in the back. Those were kind of a pain. These little pop-up ones are just so much simpler. But you still, that rubber is so dense up here that I screw this down, give it a little while, come back. You can usually get a little more out of it. Let it sit for, you know, do your other jobs, tighten everything up, get it done, and go back and check it again because it will leak. But anyway, my OCD hates this. But anyhow, let's get this faucet in. I do like the Delta products. Delta and Kohler. Stick with the good one. Oh, I bought supply lines. Look at that. I don't even need it. So this one could be like a single hole, or you can put the plate down. Come on. And cover up the other holes. So that'll be nice. Put it in the sock. That'll look nice. This is the Archdale, but it matches the faucet over there. And then, but the drain, they give you chrome. I had to buy a cover that matches that oil rub bronze. I also like how they give you the tools in most of this stuff. Like they give you this tool for tightening the tank down underneath there to the bowl. This one for the faucet. They give you a little tool to go up here and tighten that nut down. That goes way up under the backside, somewhere up there. But I thought this was hilarious. This side to deck. I didn't know we were building a deck. Are we on a ship? This side's going to the deck of the ship? When English is your secondary language, funny things happen. Now the moment of truth. Did I line this all up correctly? My trap bolted together. Let's see. Woohoo! Hey, that is perfect. And that's why I said it really pays to have this stuff beforehand. I have to cut that back a little bit because I probably pushed that out a little too far. Yeah, just a little bit. Cut that pipe back. Glue that on. And we're good to go. Uh-oh. I always keep getting the blink of death. I think I don't charge batteries or something. Got the mirror up. light up. That other light was sitting, I was hoping we could cover that up. The other light, the old light, just for some light we had in here temporary, and it fell down on there, so we got to paint that, fix that. But with all the markings that I measured earlier, I nailed this one right on the money, hit the stud. This one here, we must have just missed that stud back there by like 1/4 of an inch. I measured the height, did it, and hit nothing. Fortunately, they give you those drywall kit screw things to go in the wall anchors, so I was able to still anchor it. But you know, after all the time I took to measure everything, and I still got nothing. No studs. All right, let's see if we hit this one. Okay, so that one hit. So I put this together. This is neat because this is in 2 parts. Right there, you can make it an 18 or you can extend it to a 24. So what I did was I put the level across. So I'm level with a line down there. And so that's going to be the bottom. Now I'm going to figure out this guy here, how it fits in here and how far up that is. And I'll mount it on the wall. Okay, it's 3/8 of an inch from the bottom of this guy here to the bottom of where that guy would go. So I made a mark 3/8 up. I'll put that guy right there. We'll see if we hit the stud or not. Hope for the best. If not, well, that's why they make those anchors, right? There. Looks about right. Hard to get these exact. Seems to go in there something. Oh yeah. So if you find my Allen wrench, please let me know. Put it down in the comments. Say, hey idiot, you were standing right on it. Yeah, I almost was there. Okay. These are tedious. Getting these in. You got no room to work. It has been raining so much. I'm sure that PC's not getting anywhere with his project. Guess he had a few good days weather-wise and he was sick. Well, I can't exactly go over there and finish grade that dirt over there anyhow. So, and then got a call from Jeff. I guess there's another bathroom they want me to do. We're doing lots of bathrooms. All right, out of the shower door. Because I got the trim all in. And fix that a little bit. Touch up a couple spots. Caulk around some things. Like that backsplash. And we're done. Well, there it is, all done. We are gonna get another door for another time. I'll tell you what, that shower door was not real easy. I kind of would recommend watching the video on how to install it that the supplier has, because I wish I would have. I thought, hey, I know what I'm doing. I can do this. There's a lot of little tricks to this thing. We got that at Lowe's. I gotta say, I really do like it. And a couple of things. So this roller here, well, you got a roller actually here, but that's to keep it from coming off the track. How do you get your hand in there to hold that piece to get this nut on? You can't do it with it closed. Oh, you can, idiot me. Look at that, Lisa. What? You can get that from when you get it closed. We didn't have it quite closed all the way, so we...
I am not talking to you right now.
She's burned out. All right, little trick. You can get to that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, these are neat though because they're on cams. You can turn this and it'll adjust the door a little bit. But the real thing that sold me on this was the sweeps. They've got, you hammer these on. They didn't come on the door. You put these on after the fact. But you've got rubber there You got the rubber that goes against the wall, and then you've got the rubber back behind the door here. And then you've got your sweep at the bottom that goes over. So I tell you what, that's one of the best ones I've seen as far as sealing. I mean, that just has a gasket there, but I'm pretty thrilled with the way it came out. But whew, not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that much. These little things are interesting. An Allen, you can slide that back. This cap has 2 Allens on the top, and you can slide it back too. Though this one up against there actually holds a mount that you screw into the wall. So that makes that good and secure, and you tighten everything down. It's slick, but it's tricky. And you just caulk that trim piece down at the bottom, which I'm not even sure how much it's needed because that seals so good, but hey. But run silicone around everything. We're gonna let it dry and see if anything leaks, but we should be good to go. All right, finally. Another one in the box. Well, I promised you a look at the outside of the metal roof we put on, but it's been raining every day. I haven't had the opportunity to come out here and do any filming. But anyway, you kind of can see. I know the light's not good, but we put metal on the front of the gable end on it. We had enough left over to do that, and we put new gutters on. And it was last year at this time, which is like January 1st. We did it in the cold. Anyway, that's a pile of poo. I drag home and get rid of. Hard to believe all that from one bathroom. But anyhow, when we were here doing the roof, we had our box trailer parked right here, and we were camping out in the box trailer. Fortunately, it was like 40 degrees every day, but it wasn't nice. Oh, look at that. Left the sheet here. I forgot about that. Anyway, I think it turned out pretty good. But right in between here, the garage, and there, he wants us to build a breezeway to connect it so they can just walk straight through there, because it's kind of hard for Nancy. If you saw, she has a little hard time getting around, and so it would be a lot nicer if we had a nice set of slow rise steps over there for her to come in and out, especially when the weather's not good. So anyway, that's what started it all, the roof. Now we got one bathroom down, we got another bathroom to do, a breezeway. I'm sure there's other things. But yeah, I think these gotta go. Yeah, not as rickety as I thought. If they didn't put them in the ground, at least that would be easy to get rid of. The posts are just sitting on the ground. All right, get home and get unloaded and get ready for the next job. This next one is over at Jeff's parents' house. Gotta do some kitchen and bathroom work there. All bathrooms now. All right, till next time, see ya.